Greetings, my friends. It's Mark Hoverson. Hope you are doing well. Raise your hand if you can hear me okay in cyberspace. Lets me know I'm coming through alive and well. Calvin, I see that. Calvin, Bruce, good to see you guys. Doug, Dennis, Frank, Fred, Gail, Jared, James, Christy, Larry, Matt, Minnie, Paul, Ray. Ray, taken away from the Heat game right now? Woohoo! Robert, we see you guys. We're going to get started. What you're looking at on the screen, I'm going to describe it in a little bit more detail, but just to give some perspective, this is the Desert Breezes Timeshare Resort in Santa Rosa, California. This is if you go to buy a timeshare right now, buyatimeshare.com, and looked under this ad, you would see that 1 week annual usage is $8,500 what they're asking for this really cool Santa Rosa condo 2-bedroom unit. You can see it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Sleeps 6. Nice place to vacation and to call kind of a mini home. They're selling it for $8,500. Once you pay the $8,500, then you get to pay the maintenance fees of $700. Everybody raise your hand if you see the offer. That's the offer, and it's negotiable. So maybe if someone swooped in and said $6,000, they'd take it. But even if they take it, once they pay that initiation of the $8,500, then they get to pay $600 annually. Now, what you're looking at is Inside Global Resorts Network, which is the identical resort, Desert Breezes Timeshare. June 16th to June 23rd, so a nice summer vacation to a 2-bedroom that sleeps 6. This is called the identical unit. Inside being a member with GRN, you don't have to pay this plus this to be able to go there. How many weeks per year? 1. If you want to change outside of that, usually depending on how this particular timeshare is set up, it either has points that you have to transfer. So if you you want to spend a second week in Hawaii, you're just paying for that cash. Or if you wanted to transfer this week and go to Hawaii, the points might only translate to 5 nights because this Santa Rosa isn't as primo as a Hawaiian thing. This is kind of the world we live in, but with GRN, you can use this vacation for $600, and this counts as 1 week of usage. Raise your hand if you see how superior that deal is over buying a timeshare. But some of you are guests, so let me describe a little bit more of our membership. Let me show you another example. This is the Wyndham Ocean Walk Resort in Daytona Beach. Now, what you'll see in this interesting illustration is, again, a 2-bedroom unit right at the tail end of summer, kind of a preschool year trip, 2-bedroom unit. Expedia's best price for the public, August 26th to September 2nd, 2-bedroom unit, sleep 6. This is the lovely ocean, nice beach, boardwalk. They also have a lazy river at this resort, but you've got water slides. You see yourself sunning out here, flying a kite, hanging out with the kids. Then you have a full condo, so you come back with a living room, with a kitchen, with the whole deal. On Expedia, the best price, $2,721. Inside Global Resorts Network, as you can see, Wyndham Ocean Walk, identical resort, identical dates, 2-bedroom unit, $599 for the entire week. That is on one vacation as a member. You save $2,100 and some change on a single use of our vacation. Now, what's cool is if you were to attempt to buy a timeshare at this ocean, a 2-bedroom, especially during a nice premium summer month like this, you're probably looking anywhere from the $8,000 to $15,000 and some change. But here's what's really cool about GRN. We have 3 different levels. And let me take a caveat while everybody's still arriving. What would you do? Let's do a little interaction real quick and real fun. What would you do if you were given or received $3,250 right now? Just right now. $3,250. Here we go. Ray said he would be at the Heat game. Right now, LeBron is struggling to get past Indianapolis, and he would be at a Heat game. Now, that would be pretty freaking fun. Rocco would do more advertising. Ray would save floor seats. And what's cool is because of GRN, I've been able to be fourth row versus Phoenix Suns versus Kobe and the Lakers. And because the commissions are so generous in GRN, I've been able to do some lifestyle things that typically you just don't do. Matt said he'd pay off his credit cards. With GRN, this is my own experience, I paid off $40,000 in credit card debt in a single day. One day. Now, granted, I kind of saved it up for the dramatics of it all. I knew I was going to be able to pay it off in a day. So I saved up the money, and in about a 10 to 15 minute window, I went off and paid every credit card that I had accumulated over the course of several years. Super powerful. What else would people do with $3,250? Chris would go to Pebble Beach. Robert would put it in the bank. Simon would go into more advertising. Frank would do more speed reading courses. Paul would vacation at this exact place right now. And look at this. This pricing is amazing. Let's do a couple more of these. I'll get to the point. I appreciate it. Brenda said she'd put it right back into her marketing. Elaine said she'd invest it. Well, here's the cool thing about GRN. What you're doing is when you're marketing Global Resorts Network, we have 3 levels of usage. Our top level was created actually by the market as the biggest, I think it's the most supreme offering for condos in the entire industry. It is 20 weeks of those usages per year. Now, weeks range between $398 and $799, but you get to take up to 20 of them in a single in a single year. The price is $12,500 one-time initiation fee, and then you get 20 weeks per year at these prices. Now, as a distributor of GRN, when you make that sale and you're qualified at that level, you make $7,700 on a single transaction. That's the equivalent for many. I mean, I'm not doing the math, but if you were a real estate agent and you sold a house at 3% commission, somebody tell me how expensive the house would have to be that you would have to close to make a $7,700 commission. If you were selling a real estate purchase at 3%, somebody do the math on that. What is it? Fire it over to me. 4,000, 400,000, 500,000? A little over 500. And in GRN, what happens regularly are people make this commission. Okay, we got some answers here. Let's see. No, nobody wants to be the mathematician. But anyway, we'll move on. Somebody has that. Fire it over. Now, that's for 20 weeks a year. Who does that? That's realistically, that's the retired people. That's coming into retirement people. That's people who have a very flexible schedule with no boss, who can work a business off their laptop if they want to, and they're really hankering for travel. That's our top membership. Our 10-week per year, which is our most popular, that membership, the initiation fee is $4,995, and you make, as I mentioned earlier, the $3,250 on a single sale. This is called super, super powerful stuff. You get 10 weeks of the identical membership. Now, our base level, so this is called Platinum Plus, this is called Platinum, and our Silver level, which is a new level that we just added again because of consumer requests. Originally, we started off with a 10-week, and we had some people actually use more than 10 weeks and say, why don't we have a more, even a more premium offering? So we created the 20-week. But we also had a handful of people that said 10 weeks, if I'm lucky, I get 3 or 4 weeks a year. Why don't we do something even more econo? So we do a 2-week membership. And these are starting to pick up, and I'm very proud of this membership. $1,995 initiation fee, and you get 2 weeks per year. And the very best part is when you have your own side business, direct selling affiliate offer with Global Resorts Network, and you're qualified as a Silver, you make a full $1,000 check. Crystal Curtis, I don't know if Crystal's on here. She just popped one yesterday. No, she's not on here, but she popped one of these yesterday, and the phone call was very short. But here's what's super cool about it. Raise your hand if you're here to learn how to make money. At the end of the day, you're here to learn how to make more money. That's really the motivation why you're on this call. Okay. If you're going to make money online or offline or any other way, you have to sell something that can be financially proven to be worth it. It has to make rational sense. Granted, travel's an emotional thing, but at the end of the day, you have to show some dollars and cents that this stuff is worth it. Now, remember this number, $19.95 and the $1,000 commission. And look what just one usage, if you were a member right now in our club, you could log in and you could book something pretty akin to a dream vacation, oceanfront, pool, sliders, and there's a lazy river on the other side of this building. And you could save on a single trip over $2,100, which would more than pay for the investment to get into this club. Plus, you still have one more week to use. So when you compare something like a $5,000 entry point, if you did our Platinum 10 week, and you use this one usage, you're saving $2,100. Remember our first look? Let's say you wanted to zip off to California for the next one. June 16th to June 23rd, 2-bedroom. Again, this is Southern California dreaming right now. Instead of paying $850, so we're killing Expedia in the last example. On this one, the entry fee isn't $8,500 for 1 week. I mean, this is what we're talking about. If you're here to see how you can make money, what's really powerful is you can show and tell and demonstrate this product. And then you pay $700 annually that you're locked into, and then you have to pass it on to your kids. And guess what? This fee is probably rising with time. Why not just pay $4,995, stay there for $600, then stay at another one, Ocean Walk and Resort in Daytona, save another couple grand, but it doesn't stop there. You want to stay at a Sheraton? I pulled this up a while ago, but this is 81% off bookit.com. Right here, this is a Lawrence Welk resort that I actually booked myself. Hello, Mark and Shannon. My wife is Shannon. We took the 4 kids here. If you look at the corner of the screen down here, the exact week that we went booking direct through the resort, 2-bedroom villa. If you look down here, it is $2,580. What's great about this is if you look at this pond, this is a catch and release fishing lake. There's a golf course behind it. There's entertainment. There's kids' crafts during the day. There was a magician at night. There was dances at night. There were 3 different water parks. We stayed all on site. We saved 71% off retail here. We stayed for $749. If you ask my kids what's your favorite thing to do in the world, they will go ahead and tell you it is to take family vacations. Kids are young once, we realize that. This membership, instead of, look at this, if you go to buyatimeshare.com, look up Lawrence Welk Resort, this was an ad that was on there recently. 1 week, selling 1 week of usage per year of timeshare ownership. $15,000 plus $778 in annual dues. By the way, this is once every other year. We stayed for less than the owner's annual fees, but we didn't have to pay $15,000. Even at our top package, the $12,500 for 20 weeks of exactly what you're looking at. Raise your hand if you can see how, you know what, as a product, this is legit. We can show this product legitimately. We can show it with a clean conscience. We have no fear of anything. Now, for example, Better Business Bureau Global. Let me do this way. Global. This is live. Global Resorts. Better Business Bureau. Let's take a look at our rating. We've been in business over 5 years. If you look right down here, this is live at the time of this webinar. Global Resorts Network. We're based out of Arizona. A-. Not bad when you have thousands of affiliates who could basically lie to make sales, and that's the only reason we don't have an A+. We should have an A+, but sometimes our affiliates get a little hyper, and they share that, they oversell it. It's 5-star everything. Well, no, it's not 5-star. It's 3-star, and then sometimes there's 4-star. But the key is, if you sell it honestly and you show the price comparisons, here's a Sheraton. It's 81% cheaper for the identical thing versus Book It. Here's the $2,100 of savings compared to Expedia. Here's the Desert Breezes. Why pay $8,500? Why not pay $5,000 for a lifetime membership with no annual dues? Get 10 weeks per year and stay for $600, which is cheaper than the annual dues of someone who paid $8,500. But wait, there is more. If you look at the Residence Inn by Marriott, Residence Inn means that this is somebody's condo that they buy. If you look on Marriott, what you'll see for the stay, this is a February, if you look in here, February 18th to February 25th, February 18th to February 25th, Residence Inn Marriott Vegas, same exact everything, $1,400 for 7 nights, $179 a night plus tax. GRN, same resort, same date, same room. Only difference, our club, 73.3% off. You can take that, get away from the cold winter, head to the Marriott, and enjoy yourself. Now, here's another example. Disney, the average Disney vacation, the average family vacation, this isn't even Disney. Disney is a more top-tier family vacation. The average family vacation is $4,000. Now, but what if you didn't want to stay in a hotel? What if you didn't want to stay in a Holiday Inn or something? You wanted to stay at a 2-bedroom unit, a mile from Disney, dead of winter, February 10th to February 17th. If you were to try to buy the Wyndham Cypress Palms, a week of ownership, $16,000. Expedia's best price for a week, $5,200 plus. Here's the Wyndham Cypress Palms with the exact dates, February 10th to February 17th, exact unit, 2-bedroom, $546. We are 89.6% cheaper than Expedia's best price. Now, raise your hand if you're here doing due diligence. You're not in GRN yet. You're here to look. You're here to get a better feel for what the product is. You're here to get a better feel for the pay plan. And you're maybe looking at it as an income, as a decision to be an affiliate, to make money. We see those hands. I'm not going to call you out, so you're safe to raise your hands there. I see those guys. I see you. I want to make sure right now I take a minute to say get back to the person that invited you here, because on this single vacation, on one vacation, you just about pay for your platinum membership, and you get 9 more weeks per usage every year. It's a lifetime membership. Our travel provider has been around since 1986. That's 26 years of business. Global Resorts Network is a marketing arm, has been around over 5 years. We have an A- rating with the Better Business Bureau. I believe very, very convincingly that we are the top affiliate offer in all of online business right now. As an affiliate offer, meaning you make one sale that you can prove. This isn't just information, which information is extremely valuable. This isn't a conference, and networking is very important. But this is very provable, savable cash that you're saving and memories that you're creating that you wouldn't create otherwise because of the savings that you'll have inside our club. Now, when I asked earlier, and I said, what would you do with $3,250? You make a whopping $3,250 on a single sale, inviting people to a webinar like this, or just showing them and telling them the same thing that I'm showing and telling you. That's a powerful product. That's a powerful pay plan. And then what happens is once you join, we have a Facebook group. Now, in terms of, what happens if I join? What should I do? Will there be any support? Do I have any chance of success? This kind of thing. If you go in, once you become an affiliate, you can join our private coaching club. Or not our coaching club, but our private Facebook group. We have 157 members currently. In the past, we've kept it down to only really committed. We're starting to open it up a little bit more. We'll probably have 250 plus by the fall. But here's what happens. You ask questions. We give a little praise to who's doing well. We give a little tip on how to close. Raise your hand if you'd like to hear a tip on how to close and make these sales so you can make $3,250 faster than you realized. Okay, I'm going to share it right now. I posted it earlier in our club. And here it is. I don't know if you can see it too well on the screen, but I said, here's a closing mindset. Peeps, meaning people, live in a wasteland of indecision and inaction. This is the common, the normal experience of an American, of an international person, is to live a little bit zombified. They're doing the thing, they're doing what they always did, but there's a lot of indecision and there's a lot of inaction. They wake up, they eat their meal, they go to a job they don't like, to be around people they don't necessarily like, to earn a check they're not necessarily satisfied with. So then they come home and watch other people live lives on TV that are more interesting than their own because they can't afford the things that they watched people do on TV. So this is just the way it is, and it's the way it will always be. But as a recruiter, now I'm speaking to somebody who is recruiting people, like a lot of you are guests here tonight, and in a sense, you're being recruited. Don't look at that as anything big. The recruiter, the point is if you are a match, what a recruiter wants to do is make sure that you see you're a match. So there's no hard pressure or anything. But hey, if it's a match and this is in your heart, by goodness, the recruiter's job is to make sure that you can live your heart's desire. Raise your hand if that's a fair aspect of how to be a good recruiter. If something's in somebody's heart, if more travel's in their heart, if bigger commissions are in their heart, if more lifestyle freedom is in their heart, if paying off their credit cards is in their heart, if transforming their life, having an online business, if all of that's in their heart, what a good recruiter does is make sure that they get to live their heart's desire. So as a recruiter, what I said is if you spot a hot prospect, collapse the time you think it takes for them to make a decision. 1 or 2 days is all they require to make a decision. And it may take them a few more to manifest the money, meaning maybe most people, they either put it on a couple credit cards, or a lot of people have it right on the spot and they can pay online with a credit card, Visa, MasterCard, or Discover. We use the same security that Amazon.com does, so your transactions are safe. We have such a setup for you as an affiliate that we have cultivated and nurtured over 5 years for you to just come in, borrow somebody else's product. These resorts that are in Southern California, primo real estate, right next to Disney. This is supposed to be Mickey's nice ears. These are billions and billions of dollars in assets that we're not selling the direct asset, but we're selling the opportunity to stay at the best real estate near the best resorts, golf courses, mountains, oceans, all over the world. We're talking about billions of dollars to create our end experience. So what it takes is it only takes a day or so for them to see the membership, to get their questions answered, and it may take a couple more days to transfer money into their account or pull it out of their savings or do whatever they do. But they are to watch a video, which probably most of you have watched some form of a video, maybe attend a live webinar, which is what you're doing now, and then you follow up on the same day, maybe a day later. Now, again, I'm speaking to affiliates right now. You must shake yourself free from the average slowness that guarantees an awkward and unexciting business. If you do this as an affiliate, my heart's desire for you is that you don't have a slow business. Why? Why have an awkward business? Why have an unexciting business? On your daily to-do list, it should say, have a closing decision conversation with at least 2 people. If it's a match, great. If it's not, that's okay too. Most of our industry, meaning the online industry, is in the swamp of making their funnels, learning marketing, doing this, doing that, instead of making sales. The real power of this opportunity is to actually sell the membership. That's the most important thing. Rumor has it, and I don't know where the study was done, but if you asked people, if you had all the money and all the time in the world, what would you now do with your time? And supposedly, 9 out of 10 people say they would travel and they would go do things they haven't done before. The other people, I would say, is they'd spend more time, follow this, they would spend more time doing what? Well, let's do this. Let's do a quick little survey of the crowd, and I appreciate the participation here. But what would you do if you had more time? And here's a myth. Let me just pepper this question a little bit. When I had a job, I read a quote that says you have the exact 24 hours per day that Thomas Edison had. You have the exact 24 hours per day that Bill Gates has. You have the exact 24 hours per day that everybody else has. And I remember thinking, you know what? That's not true. I have this job that I'm at for 8 hours. During that 8 hours, I got no chance to do anything that I really want to do, anything that's magnificent by any means. And really, by the time I factored in travel, it was more like 9.5 hours a day. This is the bulk of the day. I didn't have the same amount of time, but here's what happens. If you made $32.50 a sale and you made 2 sales a month, most of you, not all of you, I understand that, but most of you, if you have a job, you'd be able to quit that job. And now guess what happens? You get to redeem all this time. And then what would you do if you had more time? Let's take a little inventory. What would you do if you had more time? Just fire it off. I want to read some examples, because what you can do with commissions is bigger commissions allows you to buy more of your time back. And then imagine this. I'll develop it in a minute, but bucket list, more bucket list activities. Take more vacations. I would travel more than I do now. I'd spend a month on vacation. I'd build more streams of incomes. I'd do more business. I'd spend more time with family. That's what people are saying. But here's what gets really crazy, and this is just a lifestyle. I have taken lifestyle and creating an ideal lifestyle. I'm not saying I've created the ideal lifestyle, but I've thought a lot about it. And raise your hand if you just want 1 minute of insight on how to create an ideal lifestyle through this opportunity, through high ticket leverage of someone else's product, someone else's properties, and all you come on is and market. Now follow this. Number 1 is I bought back my time. Okay, so I was able to leave my job. And this for me was huge. Raise your hand if that would be huge in your life. If you were able to walk away comfortably, not just comfortably, but excitingly, to be able to walk away from your job and no longer report to anybody. You have all that time back, all the commute time. You have all the office politics. They're gone. They're history. They're ancient. You want to stop by and have lunch with your old friends at the coworker? Do it, and you'll feel like you just won the lottery. Well, once I was able to free myself from a job, instantly what happened was my income increased. What most of you will do is you'll start this as you have another job. Then you'll make a couple sales, and what will happen is having a job is too expensive. It's draining your time, and it's draining your resources. You could make an extra couple sales per month if you got rid of this stupid job. But then what happens is once you start accumulating money, now follow this back in terms of creating lifestyle. In one given morning in our household, and this is my wife and I right here, we have 4 kids. Imagine this, errands. What happens is a lot of times your life gets filled with errands. Well, what if you paid for someone to deliver your groceries? Now, just follow me. And I started this, by the way, in a trailer, mobile home, $250 used computer. My wife we both qualified for welfare. She was pregnant. But imagine, so I know what it's like, so this might seem a little over the top, but I want to open some dream space for you guys right now. Imagine someone delivers your groceries. While they're delivering your groceries, some maids clean your house. Now, women, imagine if you didn't have to clean your house. You didn't have to scrub. You didn't have to do laundry. They changed your sheets. They come in once or twice a week, and they clean your house so it feels spotless. Now, imagine this. What if you had an in-home masseuse? Somebody that showed up and gave you a 90-minute massage every day, or not every day, sorry, once a week. What'll happen is we have that. My wife and I get massages from a really great masseuse. And what we do is we save drive time to and from the massage envy. And then what we do is we have the house getting cleaned. We have the groceries getting taken care of. We even have our cars getting cleaned. This all happened on a single day. I'm not even making this up. It doesn't always happen where all these things converge at once. But we have a mobile car unit come out and clean our cars. So while we're getting our massage, we've got the groceries delivered. What does that save? 1.2 hours. Car, what is that? 20, 30 minutes, depends on if you wash it by hand. Clean the house. That could be a 2 to 3 hour thing, plus just a pure drain on your life. And then you're getting a massage. What does that make you do? That makes you feel happier. And then you hit back to your computer doing a kind of work that you love because you understand that you have control over your time. You have control over your life. And in the studies of happiness, the most important thing in happiness is not money. It's something they call agency. And agency is when you have a feeling, and obviously we can't control everything in our life, but agency is the feeling that you actually have personal agency to control a great amount of your life. And it's one of the most powerful feelings that you can experience as an affiliate inside GRN because you can buy back time. Now, raise your hand if that would just open some ideas. You know, handymen, like to-do lists, Saturdays. In the old days, oh my gosh, when we had no money, guess what Saturdays meant? After I worked a grueling job that was, Saturdays were, guess what? It was a big honey-do list. So then I had Saturdays, and I'm not a good honey-do guy. I'm not good hanging blinds and replacing lights and fixing things. I had a big honey-do list. Well, now what I do is I tell my wife, I say, make the most extensive, intense honey-do list you could possibly want, and then call this little handyman here and have him do it all on Saturday. Have him do it all on Tuesday. And then on the Saturdays, what do? Now we have more time back. We do day trips. We go to the lake. We take the kids golfing. We go to the zoo. All of this stuff is possible if you have your own business, if you take your own business seriously, and if you go for it. I mean, raise your hand if this sounds nice to you. If this kind of lifestyle sounds like something that, you know what, this would be something that's worth doing everything you possibly can to achieve. It really is. It's worth giving it your greatest effort. It's worth doing whatever it takes to make it happen. And that's the opportunity. That's the invitation that we have with Global Resorts Network. Now, what I want to do is I want to invite you to get back to the person that invited you here today. I want you to ask the most pertinent questions. I want you to realize that your first $1,000 is one simple sale away. If you joined today, if you joined right now at our $19.95, our silver level, $1,995, you would be qualified to sell silver. And immediately upon your very first sale, you could show, if you wanted to, you could put it on Facebook. Say, hey, everybody, look at this. I just got this club. I love it. Look at this. On one trip, I saved over $2,100. And I make $1,000 every time I make a sale. People want this. People need an opportunity that's legitimate. They need a product that is scalable. They need a product that's exciting. And then they need a community to come into. We have people that have been in GRN for 4 straight years. I'd say 5, but I came around. I didn't come around right away. I joined about a year after it started. And we have people who are making sales still to this day that made them 4 years ago. Why? Because this product is awesome. This opportunity, $3,250 commissions. It's awesome. Your first $1,000 commission, it's one person away. Your first $3,250 commission, one person away. Amanda Robertson out in the UK, this is a worldwide opportunity. We've sent checks to people in over 25 different countries because we're not bound by location. People are watching this from all over the world. In fact, let's do just a quick little thing. Shoot me the state or the nation that you're watching this from right now. Just do a quick little fire off, and I'll just read a variety of how big the swath is of people that you can impact. We've got Florida, Illinois, Florida, North Carolina, Canada, Ontario, Egypt. I love it. California, Pennsylvania, South Africa, Thailand, British Columbia. Sorry, Marco, I don't know how to say. Latvia, Dallas, New Jersey, Canada, Florida, New Jersey, Montreal, Louisiana, California, Missouri, California, Texas, Arizona. Here's the thing, my friends. We are in the dawning of a new age, and I might be sounding Pollyanna, but let me explain it to you so you see that it's not. And this little drawing has helped a lot of people understand the times that we're in. In the old days, you would have a business. I was from North Dakota, so if I had a business, about as far as people would drive to my business is about how much money I could make. That was the end of the story. Now, here's what's cool. Also in the old days, if you had a house here and you lost your job, what would happen? You would sell your house at a gain because home prices were just notoriously rising. And then you'd maybe move from California to Texas, and the home would be kind of a wash. You could switch off and get another job. Now, here's what's happened since the dawn of the internet. And I started predicting this stuff in 2008. And I take that back. I wasn't predicting it. I was revealing what was happening. What happened was somebody who lost their job in California, they weren't up 10%. Their house was down 20%, maybe 30%. They couldn't move. And even if they could move, they'd have to go bankrupt. And if they moved, there was no place to move to for a job. So where did everybody start going to get extra income all over the nation? They went to this geographically immune place called the web. What we did, and what were they coming to the web for? To surf around and play Farmville? No. They were coming looking for ways to make money online. This represents the start of something that is only getting more intense and more feverish, where people are flowing online, and it's the wealthiest intangible continent in the world. What we do is we find people like yourself. There's a bunch of you that raised your hand who maybe be in this. You might be in this position. Maybe you're in this house. Maybe it's down 20%. Maybe your job is just emotionally or maybe you lost your job. And what do? You're going online. We've caught you right here, and we're positioning an opportunity for you to make a terrific income potential marketing our membership. Now, raise your hand if this drawing makes a little bit of sense. If you think it is in line with the truth, maybe there's some other intangibles in here I'm not accounting for, but this is really what's going on. And let me tell you what's going on more and more with colleges. This is a complex issue. We're not going to go into it, but Mark Cuban, the owner of the NBA team, the Mavericks, he wrote a blog post on how there's a bubble on education that's coming. And it's a bubble because it's easy money for people to go get an education at colleges. Well, what happens? What happens is the kids in college are realizing that their $40,000 to $80,000 degrees, they're not flippable. You can't go into the market and pay that off right away. In fact, college debt, and this is scaling out of control. And every week I have kids in college, good kids that are doing, and real established institutions, contacting me online saying, I want to do what you do. I want to learn online marketing. This is the way of the future. This is the way of debt. This is the way of servitude. It's an outdated model. It's dying surely. And what you have as an income opportunity online is you're able to develop your own products. With GRN, what you're able to do is you're able to market the highest end, or one of the highest end, most proven and really happy, life-giving products, and make $1,000 commissions literally on a phone call. You can make $3,250 commissions literally on a single phone call. They watch a video, then your prospect goes to a webinar. Maybe they call you on the phone and ask a couple questions, and then they go online, they pay with a Visa, MasterCard, or Discover. You get paid that same week. You get paid we pay every Friday. We either FedEx a check to your door, or you can pay with an electronic wallet. Our international people all do direct deposit through an electronic wallet, as that's how I do it as well. Every single week. And in the 4 years that I've been in GRN, we have never missed a single payment. We are a cash flush, privately held company, and it's a powerful thing to be a part of. So what I want you to do is ask yourself, how long does it take you right now to make $3,250? For some people, this is a very intensive side job, or this is maybe 2 months of a part-time job. What if you could make $7,700? Amanda Robertson, like I said, she closed 2 Platinum Pluses in a single night, and then she threw a Platinum on top of it in one night. $30,000 of volume in a single night, because what is she doing? She's capturing people who are right on here. What I'd like to do before I wrap up is, raise your hand if you'd like to hear from a couple GRNers who are in GRN and just want to share what they like best about it. Okay? So our guests want to hear this. So here's the thing. GRNers, I'm lowering all hands, and what I want to do is I want to bring out maybe 2 GRNers just to share their favorite thing about GRN, why they join, and why they're excited about it. So raise your hand. I'll find you and unmute you. Christy Carter, you're first. Here we go. Christy, are you out there?
I am. Can you hear me, Mark?
I can hear you. Well, tell us, Christy, thanks for popping out. What do you like best? What's your story, and why are you excited?
I love the product. In fact, Mike and we just booked a place up in Canada that we're going to go up to in August. We're going to go up to Montreal and stay outside the city a little bit in the woods and that type of thing. But I love the product. I love talking about the product. and sharing the product with my friends and family, and just turning people on to this great lifestyle. I love selling it because I have such freedom. I could work for a couple hours, talk to people on the phone, and then go off and do my tennis game because I love to play tennis.
Oh, that's a huge thing. When you buy your time back, you get to do your hobbies. I'm reading Benjamin Franklin's autobiography right now. I'm doing a bunch of stuff with my kids. I play tennis, golf as well. Christy, I'm glad you brought that up. You get to buy back your time and do hobbies. Gosh, Christy, I love your enthusiasm. I love that you popped out. Thanks for sharing. What would you say to people who are looking, they're on the edge, like in their mind, they're thinking, yeah, this looks good. The travel thing looks good. The income looks good. What would you encourage or nudge them to think about tonight?
It really is good. It's the real deal. And I was very skeptical about GRN. I thought about it for 2 months.
Wow.
And that was 2 months of time that I lost.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I jumped on when I did.
I love it.
And have been going. So it's great.
I love it. Proud of you, Christy. Good work. All right, Christy, thanks. All right, let's hear from another one. Raise your hand, GRNer, and I will unmute you. I got to find you here in the scrolling. Pop out. Got to have another GRNer. The people want you. Come on. Okay, Christy, love it. Rocco, am I pronouncing that right? Rocco?
You're right on the money, Mark.
Rocco, my man. Well, tell us, what's your GRN story?
I actually got involved. It's been about 6 months now.
Beautiful.
So prior military, I'm just getting out the service, Mark. I love the membership.
Okay.
Me and my wife, we definitely been taking a lot of trips. I do a lot of lifestyle stuff in regards to feeding homeless. So it gives me the opportunity to put money in my pocket, and then in turn, it turns around and lets me benefit others. So it's definitely a plus.
I love it. I love it. Where are you from, Rocco?
Oh, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Mark.
Pittsburgh. I love it. Go PA. All right, Rocco, thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. What would you say to people who are looking at it and, they're feeling it, they've got their hand on their credit card, they're a little nervous, they're a little excited, all of that at the same time. What would you say to nudge someone over the top tonight?
Mark, I must say that it's nothing to procrastinate about. I mean, I'm 25 years old. I got my membership now. So it's not something that you want to wait on, whether it's credit card, whatever you have to do to pull the funds together, get it. And it'll definitely pay off as time goes on.
I love it. Rocco, thanks for sharing, brother.
It's the least I can do.
All right, peace out. All right, let's hear from one more GRNer before we wrap this up. Again, I want you to get back to the person that invited you here and ask your final questions. If you're a guest, I can actually take a couple questions from guests real easy. So if you want to fire me some questions, feel free to do that. We're going to hear from Simon before we take any questions. Simon, are you out there?
Simon. Hey Mark, I am indeed. How are you doing?
Simon, I've never been better. I'm pulling you up so everyone can see your pretty Cayman Islands face there. Well, tell us, what do you love about GRN? What do you think? Give us a little feedback.
Well, as everybody said and you've highlighted, the products are just amazing. And the thing for me is its lifestyle. And that's the thing. Commissions of 1,000, 3,250, 7,700. I'm currently in Phuket, Thailand. I'm going to be here for probably another month. And all I need is my laptop.
I love it. So you're from Australia. You live in the Cayman Islands. Now you're in Thailand. And as you can see, Simon likes the Vida Loca. He likes the lifestyle. I love it. And as you can see, what he's doing for marketing is he's tweeting out this exact webinar. So it's a powerful thing. What would you say to people who are looking at it and want to make a decision and get started? What would you say?
Well, it's an absolute no-brainer. If you want it for the travel side, just the product alone, it's worth its weight in gold. But can you imagine buying a franchise business for $2,000 or $1,995 or $4,995?
Oh yeah, it's
absolute no-brainer.
It's crazy. Some of the best people come from the franchise world or the traditional business world, where they've spent fortunes and not fortunes, but $40,000, $50,000 to get a business up and going. So something like Global Resorts Network, where you buy a product, you become a product of the product like you are, and then selling it is just as natural as breathing. It fits with who you are. It's congruent with everything. Simon, I appreciate you coming out.
Cheers, mate.
All right, so we've got some good testimonies rolling tonight. I appreciate it. So here we go. Let's go. Couldn't find the spot. Hang on one second. Let me get a drink. I'm working here, everybody. Marco's coming to Scottsdale this weekend. I love it. Lay has a question. Okay, Lay, can you redo that question? We've got so many questions to filter through. I maybe missed it, but Lay has a question. Robert asked, can you only make money at the level you buy at? Yes. So here's how the pay plan works in a nutshell to further delineate that. It was a great question, Robert. If you're a free affiliate, meaning you make no purchase, that is perfectly legit. No matter what you sell, you make $250 per sale. So if you sell a silver, you make $250. If you sell a platinum, you make $250. If you sell a platinum plus, you make $250. Now, if you buy at silver, what happens with $19.95 is you're qualified for $1,000 commissions on every package you sell. So if you sell a silver, you make $1,000. If you sell a platinum, $49.95, you make $1,000, which is still a very handsome sale. People in the real world out there selling, feet on the street and these kind of things, to make $1,000 on a $5,000 sale, a car salesman who sells a used car for $5,000 does not make $1,000. So even making $1,000 is pretty handsome. And then if you sell at $12,500, you make $1,000. Now, if you buy at platinum, and this is where I started at, and then I upgraded to platinum plus. But if you sell at platinum, you're qualified to make $3,250 commissions. So if you sell a silver, the silver payout's $1,000, so you make $1,000. But if you sell a platinum, you make the $3,250. And this right here can heal up a lot of. $3,250 can cover a lot of ground. And what I encourage you, especially for those of you who are new, those of you who are just starting to make sales, my encouragement is not to just race off and pay off your credit cards, not to just race off and pay down on your car. Those things are okay. You get a little emotional sense out of them, but I encourage you to do something like Ray said. Do a little splurge to get you prepared for more splurge. So get floor tickets at the Miami Heat Conference Finals. Get your wife a little, $1,000 set of earrings. Start really celebrating where you're heading in life. So I encourage you as you make these sales to really, when I got started, and I qualified for welfare, and literally having food in our fridge was a big deal. So my gift to myself when I started making sales, I went to Target. I remember one time my deal was I would go to Target and buy a brand new 3-set thing of white Hanes t-shirts. Because, and I know this sounds so trivial, but I'm just telling you where I came from. I wore the same white undergarment t-shirts for years. They were ugly. They were like paper. They were just torn. They were junk. And so what I said was, when I make a sale, I'm going to buy myself brand new white t-shirts. And for those of you who followed me back in the old days when I got started, the reason I wore white t-shirts in all my videos was because they were all new shirts. And I eventually got to a point where I had enough white t-shirts. But my point is, as you start developing this income, go get a little splurgy something. I don't know what it would be for you, but whatever would, light your fire. For me, it was white t-shirts. Can you believe that? Anyway, Platinum Plus, if you buy a Platinum Plus, $12,500, you're qualified to sell Platinum Plus. You can sell, as a free affiliate, you can sell a Platinum Plus. You're only going to make $250. As a Platinum Plus, each time one is sold, you make $7,700 completely. And we send it to you as though you just made a handsome commission on a big real estate deal or something. Not a big real estate deal, but a decent real estate deal. So, and what we're really doing here, so raise your hand, everybody, if that's clear, the pay plan. We wanted to make it as clear as possible. It's one level. It's not network marketing, or it's not it's not multi-level marketing. It is a one. You make $1,000 on a sale, you make $3,250, you make $7,700. It's a very rewarding situation. If there's any other questions about the pay plan, ask them now while we're on it, and I can. Are they still applicable? Yes, there are no overrides commissions at all, which means there is no team that you have to build. Once somebody joins, they enter our Facebook community as kind of the ground zero, the hub of where they can learn about where the webinars are, how to close people like I showed in that little clip today. I gave a little closing illustration, this kind of stuff. That's where they go, and they get all their resources, and they'll get all notifications of everything that matters inside that community. So hopefully that makes sense. Can the silver use only 2 weeks, or can they buy bonus weeks? James, you can upgrade from silver to platinum. The upgrade cost is $4,000. Okay, so once you burn through your 2 weeks, if you want to upgrade to the platinum, it costs $4,000. But if you do it within a 7-day window, it's just the difference. There's no penalty for upgrading. So once you get your 2 weeks at silver, and at $19.95, 2 weeks, there are people, and I'm not making it up at all, that pay $20,000 for timeshare for 2 weeks, and this is way better at $2,000. And I'm not making it up at all. I know those people. I run into them at the resorts we're on, and I barely even share what I'm doing because it's just depressing for them to hear about it when they're on vacation. So as an act of kindness, I don't even share how I got to that resort and what I paid. All right, here we go. A couple more questions. Affiliate. Here's the deal, Lay. Contact. Here's the thing. At support, if you're a GRN affiliate and you want to be in our Facebook group, but you're not in it somehow, you fell through the cracks, or we missed you or something. If you email getglobalhelp@gmail.com, just describe your situation. Say I'm a platinum affiliate or whatever, and I'd love to be put into the Facebook community. Just go ahead and email. That is my assistant, and we will make sure you have to have a Facebook account, and we'll invite you into our private community. So hopefully that helps. Here we go. You can upgrade at any time. Yes. Like I mentioned, there are no override commissions, which are actually a very good thing. That means we can pay, instead of chopping up the payouts several levels, we give the full chunk to you. It's way awesome. Vernon says, when do people go on Facebook? Yeah, just people are on Facebook all the time. Can you do the 2 or 3 payment plan? Regarding payment plans, once there are payment plans, get back with the person that invited you here for the details on the payment plans. I don't want to say numbers that are off, so get back with them. There's 3 payments. Once the payment is made in full, then your membership gets activated, but you can begin marketing right away. People can pay in 3 payments, yes. Hot weeks are not unlimited. They are part of the premium weeks. Ted, great question. The old day gold does not exist anymore. So gold people, that used to be gold, for those of you who are new, this doesn't affect you, but we used to have a membership called Gold. It was a 3-year membership. It just wasn't popular enough, although we did have a lot of people buy it. It wasn't popular enough to keep it going. So if you were a gold, you were qualified for $1,000 commissions at the time, so you're grandfathered into the silver payout. You still have the same product. So you still have your 3-year membership. You'd have to rebuy at silver to get the 2 weeks per year once your 3 years runs out. So food for thought on that. Great question. Good questions. And Dennis, get back to the person who invited you here and get back to the person, and they can answer that question in particular. All that said, raise your hand if you got some value out of tonight. Lets me know that I did a decent job. And then so I'm going to lower all hands. And here's the big question. I'm not going to call you out on the spot. I'm not going to do anything like that. But if you're here and you were looking at joining GRN and you think out of a 0 to 10, you're probably at about a 7 or 8, you're probably going to join GRN because of what you learned tonight, raise your hand just so I can have a sense. I won't pick on you or call you out. Okay, so I see, though, you know who you are, who's raising your hands. Get back to the person who invited you here and ask your final questions. And like Rocco and others said tonight, don't procrastinate. Now's the time. Summer is here. By fall, you could have your job. Your job could be history. You could have a brand new lifestyle. You could buy back your time, re-engage your hobbies, buy splurge things. It's a great lifestyle. Learn internet marketing, create a craft. All right, gang. Mark Hoverson, I'm signing off. Thanks for being here tonight.